enjoy the people, and I enjoy making those bonds and connections and really good friendships. Like, that's an experience I'm never going to forget. So there have been times here at Chinquapin where I felt like giving up. I felt like I've been just bombarded with work, but the key is to just keep pushing on, get the work finished, and you kind of realize that you're capable of doing much more than you think. And, you know, once you get that first kind of relief of, wow, I just finished all that work, then you feel like you can do anything here, and your kid will be much more successful, or I've been much more successful after that experience.
If I could give you one piece of advice, I'd tell you to buy into things. Whatever you're going to do here, I promise you it has some end goal, and in some way it's going to make you a better person or a more successful person, or what you do. You know, if your tour captain tells you to go rake leaves, go rake leaves. You never know. You might just strike up a conversation with the person raking leaves next to you and you'll become best friends. It's great.
The advice that I would give to new incoming students is to be open, to talk to your teachers a lot because they help you a lot. I know when you're in elementary and in public school, you don't really get that connection with your teachers, so you usually are, well, I was in 6th grade, I was afraid to go on to my teachers and ask them for help because usually in public school, I was on my own. I worked on what I had to do, I understood it, and that was it. But once you come to Chinquapin, you know that the teachers are there to help you, and they're really open.
If I were to go back in time and see little Ilusion walking into the gym, I would just tell her to get involved and not be afraid to socialize with people. And I guess that would be hand in hand with getting involved, because that's ultimately the only thing you have to do to get to know people. Join clubs, do sports, do whatever. Just don't close yourself off from people. And ask your teachers for help if you need it, because you will. So just do it. Ask around. Talk to people.
Well, before I came here, I was a little reluctant of coming. First, because I didn't want to lose the friends that I had. I was really involved with them and had like a lot of friends, and I would do a lot of stuff outside of school. And so that was part of the reason I didn't want to come here. But to be honest, friends come and go, and I feel like the friends you make here are going to be better influences, first of all, and they're going to be friends that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And the friends in public school, you're going to have them, but they fade away after a while. So the friends here that you make really are life-lasting, and so that's something I really appreciate about all of them.
So when I came here in the 6th grade, one thing that I kind of had the similar problem. I didn't know if I was going to make friends. I didn't know, because I didn't want to come here. Basically, that was my whole idea. I wanted to go to Stevenson, or I wanted to go to Medicine, or whatever school that I needed to go to, because all my friends were going there and everybody was having a great time. And I honestly thought I was just going to blow the school off. I was just going to be easy, and I'll just see how fast I can get out of here. But the second I got here, I think the one piece of advice is, yeah, it's going to suck. There's going to be a lot of days where you just basically had it. There's going to be a lot of work, a lot of difficulties that come with it. There's going to be a lot of responsibility placed upon you. There's going to be a lot of things that teachers, that students, that just in general, that people are going to be looking up to you, and you have to meet that expectations, and sometimes you have to exceed it. And so the one piece of advice is, despite having all of these responsibilities and despite having all of these different things, you are absolutely going to love it here. I didn't know how I was going to love it, how I was going to find my niche, where I was going to fit in, but it doesn't even take a year before you find your place at Chinquapin. You get the hang. Once you get the hang of it, there is honestly no place you would much rather be.
Just don't give up, because it's all worth it once you finish. Once you're about to finish, you realize how much it was worth it, and that you truly made the right decision to stay.
Do it well. Do everything that you do to the best of your ability. Take the summer opportunities that Chinquapin has to offer.
Opportunities, and like this place is really an opportunity, and I devalued it when I first came here, and then over time I realized that this place is a really special place.
Even if when you start coming here and you're getting a whole bunch of homework and you're getting a lot of work and you don't exactly know why, the more you stay here, the more you realize how much of a different person you are. You're more disciplined. You have respect for people. You know how to do things that a lot of students don't know how to do. And you learn more than just the academics here. It's a lot of things that you're going to use later on in life, but at the time when you get here, it might just seem like they're cramming a lot of stuff, but really it's for your best intention, and just stick through it.
You have to be resilient, and that means going in and even if you're expecting the best and you fall, no matter what it is, whether you're an athlete or a student here, you have to know how to pick yourself back up, and you have to know it's not necessarily taking your failures with a grain of salt, but taking them and growing from them. And it's not just for, I definitely saw it when I was a new student here. I wasn't necessarily the best student, but I knew I was going to have difficult times. It's a rigorous program. But also getting used to getting high grades in middle school and going in my freshman year in high school here and getting my first C in a math class was incredibly frustrating. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, and I took it to heart. And it took me a while to realize that you have to be resilient here. You're not always going to be the best student here, even if no matter where you come from, it's gonna be a culture shock. The amount of work that you get and the difficulty level. But it's something that you're not going at it alone. There's teachers here to help you. But also keep in mind that you have to be resilient. Just because you get a B or a C in a test doesn't mean that you can't improve yourself to get an A.